If a financial executive was recently promoted and feeling like an imposter, what would you say to them?
I would say you're absolutely not alone in that space. That is, from my understanding, from hearing from my colleagues and peers within the finance and accounting industry, but also in the one call industry, those who get promoted to these roles, it's scary because you want to do the right things and you want to be seen as the smartest person in the room because you're elevated to this spot. And guess what? You will not be the smartest person in the room. You never will be. In fact, the collective of a room is always going to be smarter than the one individual. So, having the right people in the right seats, there was a reason why that individual was asked to fill that role. And pulling those talents out and making those talents shine, I think is a is key. But all the other things that we may feel that we lack in, that's why we have executive coaches to help us elevate, to coach us up where we feel that we may be lacking. In addition to that, we have people that report up to us for a reason. They are the experts in that space, and we need to be okay with relying on them to be the experts and to share that information with us. Um, for those who may feel that they're being looked upon as having to know it all, that is a difficult space to be in. And I think it boils down to communication at the peer level, but also as a leader, that be transparent and let it be known I don't know everything. This is a new space for me. I'm growing into it. And I'm relying on my colleagues and those that I lead to help me in this journey to provide that support and that information that maybe I may be lacking. Um, and that's okay. And I say this because I know it's true, and at the same time, I'm still navigating through this. It's still a challenge, especially when I'm around others that I feel are so much smarter than myself, that just seem to have it all together. They know how to be more professional. They know how to be. They have that business acumen, and or let's say they're much better at statistics or math in general. But I have to be okay with that. And that's perhaps where they excel, and I have to recognize where I excel. Um, and that's okay. And to this day, it's like phone calls from the CEO yesterday that make me feel like, okay, I think I'm doing things right. We'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Um, there are days though where I feel like, what am I doing? Why am I even here? Um, but to get the feedback from those that I lead and to get the feedback from the CEO brings encouragement. And I would encourage colleagues and those at the executive level to share that transparency, to share those vulnerabilities, because it brings the team together even more, but also shares ideas of, well, you know what, I do have a strength in this area, or I do have some ideas here, and maybe I can share some tips and tricks with you. And it breaks down walls that might have otherwise been there. So it's a real thing, and I think most of us deal with it day to day.